What a powerhouse group. What a powerhouse group. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to dive in. And we talked about this earlier, so whoever's feeling it, whoever's going to jump in, let it happen. So, our first question. For those, we've got a lot of whites and yellows in the crowd. So, for those presenters, what are some daily or weekly activities to get them going into momentum? Who's leading out? You got it? You gonna go? Okay.
So for activities for whites and yellows, it doesn't actually really stop there because I do it, I know these ladies do it. But one thing that's super simple is comment on 20 non-presenters' posts. This can be on Facebook, it can be on Instagram, but leaving a genuine comment on their post. Nothing to do with business, just interacting with them is something, it's simple, it's quick, and it's effective. And then for Instagram, one thing I like to do is pick 10 hashtags, go to them, go to the top 9 recent, top 9, the top, I guess, hashtags, and leaving my 2 cents on those, and just leaving genuine comments in those. And that's something that anyone can do, not just whites and yellows, but it's something that's simple, it's effective, and anyone can do it.
So another thing is, obviously we have our business on social media. So another thing is to really be authentic. Go on your social media, start posting. I know everyone is afraid of lives, but here's the thing, you know, you've joined this business, you've seen someone on that social media. It is duplicatable, but you have to be you. So some of the daily task lists is definitely posting every single day. It might be about your family. We were talking about fur babies yesterday. If you're a mom, whatever life is, post about that. You will then get the law of attraction. You will get people that will love you for you, and those are your tribe and those are your people. And then obviously messaging people, adding new people, and doing that on a daily basis and showing up is essentially what will grow your business. And that can be done on Instagram, it can be done on LinkedIn, it can be done on Facebook, but showing up as yourself and that law of attraction is gonna start the momentum of your business.
Awesome. I love that. And I want to recap that just for a second because I hear it all the time when I'm with brand new presenters. They're like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. So we just got some perfect note. You should have some notes in there, right? Be authentic, show up, and engage. It is as simple as that. But you can put a number behind every one of those. I'm going to do 10 in the morning and 10 at night. Or I'm going to do X. I'm going to do Z. I'm going to friend. So hopefully, for those that are wondering, there should be some very specific bullets on your list. Perfect. I'm going to jump to the next question. Is that good? We good? We good? Okay. Oh, Morgan's going to have one more thing.
Right. Just super simple addition to that. Yesterday, Trisha talked about pick your 5 things. And it's amazing how quickly people go from being afraid to post, what do I post, to once they have that outline, it's like, okay, I can pick one of my 5 things, and it empowers them to create their own content. That's the scariest part, is putting yourself out there. But you know, okay, I've got my mom, I've got my dog, I like to knit, I like my snails, and I do makeup. And so you look at your 5 things and you automatically have something to post. And when you're brand new, that makes you feel safe because you have a system. So sometimes you might need to help them find their 5 things by looking at their pictures or whatever, but give that to them immediately so they don't have that overwhelm right away or think they have to post makeup all the time or anything like that. Empower them with helping them find their 5 things, and then they can take that and work with it.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you. And we're going to kind of keep going on that thread. So if we keep going on the presenter journey, like I'm sure majority of everyone in this room has a team. And if you don't have a team, you're in the right place because you're probably going to get a team really soon. So I want to pose the question of how do you build momentum into your teams?
All right, so when you start having a team, you will definitely have different legs, and you'll have people that will be underneath other people. Now, we always have duplicatable systems, and we always say, you know, the people who you personally sponsor, work with them. This is the one thing that really truly built my momentum and my morale. Everyone on your team is part of your team. Never just stick to the people that you just sponsored. Always dig deep. Here's why. Because people will leave the business, okay? And you'll lose some people. People will roll up, but that's your team. Never think that you're stepping on toes. Welcome every single person. Reach out to them. Don't be just the top line. Dig deep. That will create morale that people will want to stay with you. And not everyone is going to absolutely love you because you have your different people. They learn different things, but be welcoming to everyone. And that's the way to really create a morale, digging deep. Doesn't matter how deep or who's underneath you, we are all a team. We're all here to see each other win and to empower other women.
Awesome. Yeah.
So one thing that we like to do on our team is we give small, attainable tasks so that they feel that sense of accomplishment and they are proud of themselves for what they're doing. So we'll put out there, I challenge you to sell 6 mascaras. And when they do that, we shout them out for that, because that recognition, that good feeling that they get from that keeps them going and they want to grow their business more.
I really like that. And you had some great examples too, so jump in.
So I just want to point out, and I preach this to my team all of the time, your team is going to work just as hard as you work. If you want your team working, you've got to get out there and you've got to do the things that you're asking your team to do. And I agree with everything that's already been said so far, but even recognition for simple things, like recognizing your team for an amazing post that they did. And I love doing things like that, because if say Karen on my team does an amazing post, I'm gonna share that with my entire team and say, hey, oh my gosh, this was an incredible idea. And you guys, like, anyone can do this, just recognizing the small little things. It doesn't always have to be sales. It doesn't always have to be when they sponsor someone, but it can be recognizing maybe someone on your team did a home party or a home event. That's incredible. Recognize those things that people do. And again, your team will work as hard as you do. All eyes are on you.
I like that. And then Ray hit big on contests and incentives, so another great point as we talk about engagement. Yeah, let's shoot that mic that way.
So I actually asked my team, a couple of girls on my team, how do I build momentum in our team? And they said, Marita, your positivity builds our momentum. So positive morale in your team is going to build positive momentum in your team. Sorry, my voice is shaking. But staying positive is so important. You guys, no negativity. My team knows I'm glass half full in every situation. And I think that is so important, because however your attitude is going to trickle down through your team. So keep it positive.
Really good point. And you touched on something big, and this will tee you up, Morgan, is morale and momentum in your team. It's interesting, we're in a sales business, and with that comes seasonality, highs and lows, right? There's a particular virus I won't name right now that can cause people to, like, attention, things happen, Super Bowl, so on and so forth. So specifically, like, how do you, keep morale and that hustle going on in teams?
One thing that I think it's a saying, I guess, alone you can fly high, but together you can fly far. We're in it for the long game. I hope everyone in this room is in it for the long game. And so these peaks and these valleys, you can set the expectation it's not always going to be the best month ever, but you don't have to talk about, like, this is the worst month ever. Like, I can't believe the last couple months it's been the worst ever, even if it has been for you personally. When we're doing things together, when you feel connected, so many people, like Ray said, just want to be a part of something bigger. Like, how many of you came to Unique or stayed with Unique for so long because you're a part of something bigger than yourself? And being here today, you're even more a part of it. So the more you can get people to meet each other, interact with each other, share their ideas, the more that your team community is fueled by the team and not just you. They feel important, they feel like they're a part of something bigger. A lot of us, we switched, as leaders, we switched to, like, admin-only posting on our groups. I don't know if any of you guys seen that in your groups. And then we're like, it got so quiet, where'd everybody go? It's like, well, you told them to shut up. You told them not to participate. So when you bring that back and they see that they're running and other people are doing the same work, then they feel more connected and are more interested in coming to check the groups and actually doing the things. But when you feel alone, this isn't any fun alone. You know, we're alone all the time in our house, working by ourselves on our phones. You want to be a part of something bigger. So that campfire feeling in your team pages and seeing what other people are doing and edifying them in that moment, that's what keeps the whole tribe progressing forward, because together we can fly far.
I think the main word for momentum and morale is building that community. We're talking about the 80 today like crazy, but I can attest to this. I went through the hardest time of my life in the last 2 years, went through the most terrible divorce I've ever known to man. That's the way I think of it. And if I didn't build that morale, let me just tell you, the people on my team were the ones who saved me. If I didn't have Unique, I don't think I could have came out of what I was going through. And that's because of the community we built as a whole team. When I was down, they picked it up. If you build that culture, you will have people for a lifetime, and that momentum will go up and down, but the morale will stay there forever. So please build a community that's a safe haven for people, no matter what they're going through. Even if you're at the top, or it doesn't matter your rank, you are a person. We all go through something, and it's tragedies that make you rethink things, relive it, but it's the surrounding that you have. And I'm telling you, my Y sisters and my team were my #1 people that picked me up and empowered me to get out of what I was going through.
And I would just say also to kind of add to what she was saying is participate in the positivity that goes on in your team group. It's not all up to the leader to provide all the positivity and the culture for the team. So step in there, and when you see somebody has done something, shout them out in the comments, celebrate that, and don't just make it your leader's responsibility, but become part of the positivity.
I like that. I like that attempt. And to kind of take that a step further, you know, I got to put my corporate hat on for like a second. Like, you'll see us changing strategies. We're trying to put a lot of these announcements into your hands so that you're doing them, right? We're talking about the rallies that are happening next week. We're putting the announcements into your hands. And so those are perfect opportunities to get behind that. Rally behind it. Get it? Okay. Rally behind it. Dad joke. To take those initiatives. Now, we have limitations. It's tricky, like, you know, I've ran incentives, and it's tricky to, you know, how do we provide an incentive to hundreds of thousands? You can take what we've done as a starting point and just, as a CEO of your business, tweak that a little bit and put engagement in there. So I highly encourage you, as you start seeing us putting more and more things into your hands, take that power. Take that power and do what you need to do within your business. Perfect. Okay. We're in our last 5 minutes, and I got a really good question. It's Morgan's question. So, but we can start anywhere. Individually, for this group here, because it's, you know, there's a lot going on, right? So much in our lives and our businesses. So I'm just curious, like, how do you yourself manage momentum and your own morale?
You crawl in your bed and you just stay there all day. No, I'm just kidding. Events. I come to events, and my team knows. Last year, I probably went to 12 plus events last year. This is my way of getting around other people. And at the end of the day, you can have as much knowledge, you can have as much training, you can read it all, you can go in your back office, go through all of that. But it's the community and the events and the people that you meet at these events. I mean, having a conversation with Ray Higdon last night, to me, that was huge, to be able to sit down at a table and speak to him. The other presenters and Black status presenters and the people, it's all about like the side conversations you have. And at the end of the day, I find personally the one reason why most people have slow moments is not necessarily because they don't know what to do. It's because of the things that's happening in their personal lives and just being connected and getting to events. So if I could give you guys one piece of advice, who's going to convention? Yes! Get to events.
So he said it was my question. We were talking a lot about as a leader teams. I'm like, no, as a person, you can't be a leader in this business without maintaining your personal business. You have to have your PRS. You have to keep sponsoring, or your circle is going to go away. You're not going to have the qualified presenters. We are not a structured company where I could sponsor 10 people my first year and be set for life. So we have to keep going even when things are hard. And like, I know personally things have been really hard for me, and I haven't wanted to do the things, you know. I haven't modeled for my team, and I've been in this business for 6 years, and there's ups and downs. Things are going to happen. So how do you keep going when things are hard? How do you keep going when you feel like no one's listening, or you're not relevant, or people are sick of you? You keep meeting new people by doing the things that make you feel inspired. And even if that means changing a part of your life, or if you have a new interest, like I just started keeping snails, and I joined every snail group on Facebook. Like, you should see my groups, and I've gone in there and I've made friends. And I had a couple of people come up to me yesterday and said that they love my snail posts, and I was like, they're not too weird, are you sure? But I'm like, you know what? If you're authentically excited about something, that energy goes out and then it reflects back. So you can change your 5 things. No one's definition is set in stone. You need to change things and keep them fresh. Try a new product if you're sick of your old products. If you feel like you're, boring, you're not boring. Thank you, Trisha. Keep reinventing yourself. Try something new. Go play a new sport and share it, because hello, we're grown-ups, and being a grown-up is pretty boring sometimes. We do the same thing every day. How many people in your life do you think might want to try something new, or be inspired that you tried something new, even if you're not new to unique? Do something new and share it, and just keep it fresh, because if you're not excited, then you're going to sound boring.
Woo! Yes. I'm a 5%er, so for me, it's just, like Ray said, I just not always going 100% is just like, that's not an option. So I stay motivated all the time, just for my own personal goals. But what Tiffany said, getting to the events and getting to connect with everybody and corporate, being oh my, that's Scott Anderson. You guys, don't you love that? There's Rachel, there's Marissa, because they're people you see on your computer and your phone, but when you get to events and can get to know them on a personal level like that, this is home to me, for sure.
Mine might not be business related, but to build my morale and my momentum is keeping my mind right. So there's some days that most of us don't get out of bed or don't want to get out of bed. Sometimes are hard. So what I always do is a gratitude journal every single morning and reflect on my why. Why am I doing this? And I think that creates the passion. I know it's a business, but if you still create a passion of why you want to set out to go after your dreams and do that gratitude journal of 5 things that you're grateful for every single day, that will uplift your spirits, number 1. And number 2, maybe motivate you to do something for someone else, and maybe do something to help another person to build their business, or to, show a new product or give out the opportunity. So starting with yourself, number 1, is something that I work on every single day. And I think as us as women, we forget to do those things. We forget to put ourselves first. So take care of yourself first, then you'll be able to take care of other people.
I want to thank this panel from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing us your heart, your insights, and your leadership. So thank you very much. Give them a hand.